From the University of Mobile, the Southern State Showcase is just around the corner. John Nelson alongside Heather Kirksey, one more time for the fall.
This is our last show for the semester, and we're going to send it out with a bang. We've got lots to get to, features from Emmanuel College and Shorter University, and we're going to profile this beautiful campus at the University of Mobile. So don't go anywhere, because the showcase is coming at you right now.
The Southern State Showcase on Sports South is brought to you by Musco Lighting, Mississippi Gulf Coast, One Path Systems, and National Management Resources.
From the corner of Forest Ingram Drive and the North Loop at the University of Mobile, welcome to the final edition of the Southern State Showcase for the fall semester. John Nelson alongside Heather Kirksey. We got a lot of places to go. Where are we heading first?
We're going to head to Rome, Georgia and Shorter University, where Chad Warner is getting a little help. He's the men's basketball coach there. He's getting a little bit of help from his dad, Coach Pop. That's what the guys on the team call him. He's not actually helping with X's and O's, but more so with teaching these players tools for life. Chris Brenneman has more on this dynamic duo.
It changed my whole life and changed my family's life.
Charles Warner, or Coach Pop as he's called by members of the Shorter University men's basketball team, is talking about a head-on collision that nearly took his life in the late 1990s. The injuries Warner sustained in the accident forced him to retire from his successful insurance business in his hometown of Rome, Georgia. Then, in 2007, when his son Chad Warner came back home and took over the reins at Shorter, Coach Pop went back to work, joining Chad on the sidelines.
When I got the job, I thought, man, this may be a really good opportunity to get to spend some time with Dad that I didn't get to spend growing up necessarily. And not that he was an absent father, he was very, very involved in my life, but just thought it could be a special time.
Though Coach Pop doesn't have any previous collegiate coaching experience, he has quickly become one of the most loved and respected coaches on the bench, and the players have gravitated to him, seeing him as a grandfather figure.
He's just one of those guys for our players that they're going to have a hard time being mad at. I'm sure there's days where they walk off the floor mad at me or mad at our assistants, but I don't think they do that with him, and so that's nice, and I think that's healthy.
Coach Pop is really just one of those guys that come in and encourage us. You don't really talk too much about plays or X and O's. It's more just a friendly old guy that just come in and put a smile on your face, you know, when you're down. Just keeps the team encouraged. Just a good old guy. Love being around him. Glad to get to meet Coach Potts. It's been a blessing to have him here.
Every time anything bad happens, you can look over at Coach Pop and just give you a little. You don't have to say much. All you do is give you a little nod, wave his hand, doesn't just let that go. That's over with. Now let's make another play. Let's win this game.
What I sort of felt like was something that was going to be helpful to me. I've seen that the guys really gravitate to him more than I do. It's always neat for me to see at the end of the year at the team banquets. Every year, one of them will get emotional talking about, what an impact Dad has had on them, and that's special for me.
As much as the players look to Coach Pop for motivation and inspiration, he admits he is on the receiving end as well.
The kids are, I say kids, young men, are just an inspiration to me, and as I tell them every year, I'm not a basketball coach, but if there's anything that I can do to help them, any problem they may have, or any way I can be of assistance, let me know, and they do.
Coach Pop is just like one of a kind. I mean, it's hard to explain him unless you've just been around him, and everyone who's been around him has enjoyed his presence.
As seniors this year, Crawford and Nix are among a group of Hawks that will leave Rome after having had an impact made on their lives by Coach Pop. And next year, and for many years to come, Coach Pop hopes to continue seeing new faces on the Shorter bench and having interaction with those players as he touches their lives and they touch his.
As long as I can do something positive for the team, then I hope to be able to do it for a long time.
For the Southern States Showcase, I'm Chris Brenneman.
John, it was very clear to see the father and son bond between Chad and Coach Pop, but I think Coach Pop feels like he's got more than just one son on this team.
No doubt about that. He's helping out with the Jimmies and the Joes, even if he's not helping out with the X's and the O's. Thank you, Chris. That is it for the A block. We come back for the B. We keep you posted on what's going on here in Mobile at the University of Mobile. We also take a trip to Franklin Springs when we come back as the showcase continues after this.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
The number one can make or break a great game. One hit.
And it's going back. It is out of here.
One goal. One shot. 1 second. When it comes to technology solutions, excellence is defined by one. One Path, competitively connected. One Path is proud to be the sponsor of excellence for the Southern States Athletic Conference.
If you're a fan of the Southern States Athletic Conference, then bookmark SSACsports.com. Visit daily for the latest results, news, standings, and webcasts. Follow your favorite teams and conference at SSACsports.com.
Welcome back. Second segment here on the Southern States Showcase. Time for our second story this week from the University of Mobile, but just one thought before we get there. If you had no idea what the nicknames are for the athletic teams here on campus, I think we are officially giving you a really good idea.
Rams, baby, Rams!
All right, now that we know it's the Rams, where are we heading for our next story?
Well, we're going to head to Franklin Springs, Georgia, to Emmanuel College and tell you the story about head cross country and track coach Jose Larios. He actually had a very difficult childhood growing up. He's the son of Mexican migrant farmers, and life wasn't always easy for him, but he's using his story to help inspire his student athletes.
One of the reasons I even share of my stories is because I hear a lot of doubt in kids. You know, we see a lot of potential in kids, and a lot of them doubt themselves.
Emmanuel track and cross country coach Jose Larios understands the struggles that many of his student athletes face. He is the son of migrant farmers, and his childhood was anything but stable.
Those are families that work in agriculture. Work harvesting vegetables, fruits, anything that can be harvested in crops. And then once that season is over, basically you, your family, you pack everything, all your belongings, and you move and try to find another agricultural place. Typically the seasons are south and up north, and so my family, 10 of us, would load up in a pickup truck with all our belongings and go from Central Florida to Michigan. And we would go, and at times, you know, you'd sleep in those trucks until you found the work camp to live in. And so we would go and find places to live and work with strangers, you know. So we would go, basically leave one school to go to another, and then from that, once those seasons were over, you'd have to sometimes change camps, or you would basically come back to Florida. We came home from school, we got dressed, or we got out of our school clothes, got dressed to go to work in the afternoons. And so, and you know, and when you grow up, for kids in that type of environment, education isn't, I mean, school's a place for us where we got free, you know, a free lunch, a free breakfast, and you know, and a break from work.
Education was not a priority in Ilaria's household, much less athletics. Coach had to go behind his parents' backs to even get involved in extracurricular activities.
In school, all my friends played sports, and you know, I went to Little League with them. I would walk to the park just to see them play, and someone asked me if I could play, and they gave me a glove, an old beat-up glove, and I just started playing, and my parents didn't even know. And you know, we had to sign permission forms, and I signed all of those, you know, and just whatever I could do to get involved. And so I played Little League. I think I played a full season before my parents even knew I was playing, you know, and I was the only one in our family that really enjoyed athletics, and I would do anything I could to be part of teams. And it was so contradictory to my father, because it was, you know, we had to go to work, and so me staying for practice or me staying for these things meant I wasn't working, and that didn't go well. And so we really butted heads quite a bit. I lived with my baseball coach for a while, a couple of coaches actually, while I was kind of in transition, trying to stand up to him to say, you know, I want to go to college. I want to finish school. A lot of my brothers and sisters dropped out of school before me to work full time.
Coach Larios used that drive and became a successful distance runner at Warner Southern College. It was coaches and mentors that he credits for teaching him that he could actually get a degree and follow his dreams. Those are the exact same virtues that he hopes to pass along to his athletes now that he's a coach.
You want to be a lawyer, you want to do it, you can go do that. It's all on you. You just believe in yourself and do it. And you hear that stuff all the time. You see movies, you hear these quotes. I mean, it's everywhere. But when it really, truly penetrates you from people that you know love you and aren't going to lie to you and aren't just going to blow smoke your way, well, then that's when it becomes real. And that's what I hope, that through coaching, through this platform of athletics, I can get that message across.
Such amazing triumph, stories like this across the conference. We're just glad he could share that with us.
No doubt about that. Thank you very much. When we come back, we'll let you know what else is going on here at the University of Mobile as the Southern State Showcase continues after this.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
The number one can make or break a great game. One hit.
And it's gone back. It is out of here.
One goal. One shot. 1 second. When it comes to technology solutions, excellence is defined by one. One Path, competitively connected. One Path is proud to be the sponsor of excellence for the Southern States Athletic Conference.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
If you're a fan of the Southern States Athletic Conference, then bookmark SSACsports.com. Visit daily for the latest results, news, standings, and webcasts. Follow your favorite teams and conference at SSACsports.com.
Welcome back to the Southern States Showcase. We're here at Jacobs Field on the campus of the University of Mobile. This field, of course, named after the only head baseball coach in school history, Coach Mike Jacobs. He is hoping that his Rams have a very successful year in 2012. They're hoping to get back to the College World Series for the first time since 2001. Of course, I know someone that made that trip to Lewiston, Idaho. My husband, Jason Kirksey, was a catcher for the Rams. He had a really good time on that World Series team.
As they're looking to do that athletically, we'll let you know what else is going on here academically at the University of Mobile as they celebrate a significant anniversary. Chartered in 1961, the University of Mobile celebrated their golden anniversary with everyone on campus getting the day off. But not in the way you'd think. It was another occasion for Project Serve to come front and center.
Last September, in observation of that anniversary and that historic thing, we decided to mark a day when we would simply serve this community. So we closed the whole place down. And faculty and students and staff, I think we had somewhere around 1,200 people out in 60 different locations in a service-oriented thing. And I simply said to our folks, go leave a trail of Jesus in this community. And we did. It was a really neat thing.
And as the school continues its forward movement into the 21st century, Foley's focused on two elements. The first, the school's 2020 vision, which, while only 9 years away on a calendar, is a clear focus on campus.
We are now bringing music camps into elementary schools in the city of Pritchard as a part of this whole 2020 vision thing, bringing this encouragement and this mentoring and through the music, just capturing the attention of these young men and women that I hope is bringing change to their life, and we believe that it is.
1223 Project, an idea close to Dr. Foley's heart.
Of 1223, and that's simply what we're saying it is. It's not a program, it's not a thing you joined, it's not a club, it's an attitude you have. If you have the attitude of 1223 that basically says, you know, I'm not going to retreat from my values anymore, and this is where I stand, and more people hearing that say, yeah, that's what I think. And we're saying, once you take that attitude, what you do with it, God leads, and go ahead on. And we're seeing that expansion of influence in remarkable ways.
A school that calls itself distinctly Christian, UMobile, can also add to its successes the designation of being a school referred to as a Best Buy and a Best Christian College Choice, something that works to the Rams' advantage in the classroom and on the playing field. Women's soccer is a ready example.
So we've seen some remarkable things happen in the lives of these young women, in their faith development, in their decisions they're making in their lives that are just a part of the whole. And it's that end result that we're looking for. It's that fully developed man or woman who is highly capable in their arena of work and very confident in their faith. That's what we're seeing.
Well, you know, our philosophy is changing lives to change the world. And we just don't want them to do it while they're here. When they graduate, we want them to be responsible citizens in the community and leaders in their community and espouse the values of Jesus Christ. And that's very important to us, and that's what we're trying to build. And obviously, you got to teach them to do that. And you know, we try to do that through our service projects here. We don't always like to publicize, you know, but we try to get our guys involved and girls involved in the community in several different projects.
But as the campus expands with new construction, there are always those thoughts of adding more to what the Rams are doing. And it's a thought that has crossed a lot of minds. There is an eye to the future and how the school can bring more successes on the field and how students can shine as examples once they graduate.
We get great support from our administration here. We obviously want to be competitive, but there's a cost to being competitive. You got to work hard, and we do get good financial support to be competitive. But at the same time, we want to do it within reason and within the values of what we have here at the University of Mobile.
So Heather, the University of Mobile's knocked out their first 50 years, looking toward their next 50 as well as to 2020 and beyond.
Thanks, John. Great story. Well, don't go anywhere. Unfortunately, our time here at the University of Mobile is coming to a close, but we're headed to the gymnasium to wrap things up and give you a whole lot more on the SSAC when the showcase returns.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
Welcome back. Final segment on the Southern State Showcase from the University of Mobile. And one more thing before we go. Last week we were over at Spring Hill College, and this week we're over here on the Ram campus. And the schools are separated by how much, you figure?
15 minutes.
Okay, 15-minute drive between these two schools. They've developed kind of a good-natured rivalry, and so what we did is we asked Dr. Foe and we asked Father Salmi what it's like to have two good-natured rivals so close to each other.
In the time we've been together, this athletic rivalry has arrived, and President Salmi and I are good friends. So we correspond a lot in a lot of meetings together. We enjoy participating together in a lot of those things. So when it comes time to the rivalry, you know, I'll brag on his team, he'll brag on one of mine, but we'll really thinking mine's better, you know. And recently, he and I found ourselves in a competition, an individual competition of a fitness and health project that was being presented by the Heart Association. And he won, mainly because I think he ate a lot of stuff the day before, so his rate of change would be better than mine. But he won, and Richie, I'm proud of you, and glad to be a good friend. Thanks.
You know, it's always nice to have a local rivalry. I think that is helpful. The competition back and forth is good for school spirit. It's also good to help us motivate ourselves when it comes to the competition on and off the playing fields or courts. Dr. Mark Foley is a good friend of mine, but he and I were in a competition this summer. We were in a CEO competition to see who could, in 6 weeks' time, lose the most weight, improve their blood figures, their cholesterol. I'm happy to say that Mark came in second to this president. So the competition extends beyond that, but it is nice to have the university across town, and we certainly enjoy when the University of Mobile comes to play us.
You know, so Heather, we've seen it on larger scales, you know, here in the state with Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Georgia Tech. You know, you've got Southern Miss, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Florida, Florida State, but it's good to see these two schools going at it that way too.
Absolutely. You know, as they said, it's good-natured, it's fun, but it does get intense. I have family that lives in Mobile. Some members of my family went to Spring Hill, some went to Mobile. Even years after graduation, they still like to talk smack to each other, but it's good-natured, but it does get intense.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that one name in particular on the Hall of Fame and the Wall of Fame here on campus. Before we go, we would like to thank all of the schools in the SSAC who've helped us out here in our fall semester of getting all the stories out to you all the way from Louisiana to South Carolina and all points in between.
And if we haven't been to your campus yet, don't worry. We have a full slate ahead in 2012. We had a great semester so far this year. Plenty more to come in the new year, so stay tuned. Great stories ahead in 2012.
Looking forward to it. We'll see you in the winter semester in January as we pick things back up here on the Southern State Showcase. For Heather Kirksey, I'm John Nelson saying play safe, everybody. We'll see you in 2012 as we say goodbye from the University of Mobile.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
At a time when sports are heading in the wrong direction, The NAIA is changing the culture of sport. Through the Champions of Character program, with the support of Buffalo Funds, our college students are learning character traits that change behaviors, and they're bringing the message to coaches, parents, and teams nationwide. Visit NAIA.org and learn how your team can become champions of character.